Kentucky for 5 minutes of questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As the parent of 3 kids in the public school system, a school system that had prolonged shutdown, that did almost a full year of virtual learning, I think my wife and I share the frustration of many parents in America and can testify to the fact that our children are behind as a result of virtual learning versus in-person learning. On February 12, 2021, the Biden administration released its first guidance for schools entitled The Operational Strategy for K-12 Schools Through Phased Prevention. Now, according to Director Walensky herself, this guidance, when issued, recommended keeping 90% of America's schools closed. And I think it's very clear the Biden administration wanted to keep our kids out of the classrooms and completely switch to virtual learning versus in-person learning. Ms. Mazik, did the National Association of School Nurses consult with the CDC regarding the CDC's February 12, 2021 K-12 operational strategy prior to its release?
That's something I'd have to look back and see. I don't have an answer for you today.
You can't remember if they consulted with you prior to?
In 2021, February 2021, I'd have to look and see.
So do you remember if the National Association of School Nurses provided any suggested edits or revisions to the CDC?
Chairman Comer, I'd have to be able to look and see. It's,
well, let me,
2021, that's
right.
I received a letter today from Chairman Winstrup that there is a desire to find out this information, and I acknowledge receipt of that letter and fully intend to cooperate with that. But right now, in this moment, to say what I did related to a document in 2021 is something I can't answer with specificity.
Well, let me ask you this. How often was the National Association of School Nurses, how often were you all called upon to consult with the CDC or either presidential administration?
The National Association of School Nurses has had cooperative agreement with a branch of the CDC to do programming around COVID, making sure that students were healthy and safe in school, and also that they would have the mental health supports that they would need.
So I guess I'm still unclear as to, I'm just trying to get a picture of how often you all consulted with this guidance. I mean, this is important guidance that the administration will be putting out that has had a negative impact on public education in America. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. I think everyone's heart was probably in the right place, but I'm trying to determine who all provided input on this. If it was, we have suspicions, but we were wondering if the National Association of School Nurses were able to provide any input, because you all would obviously be on the front lines of this.
School nurses are very definitely on the front lines of this pandemic. You're asking for 2 different things. The National Association of School Nurses, like many public health folks, looked to the CDC for guidance to see what was involved. That is what the National Association did, certainly. In terms
but they
of
didn't
whether
consult
or not,
with you. They didn't ask your all's opinion on anything.
In terms of consulting for the documents, that is not something that I can tell you definitely. I think that in my complying with the request of the letter that came today, I would be able to determine that.